Good morning, YouTube. Today is November 19th, and I hear we have a Thanksgiving blizzard coming to the United States. How you guys doing?
Good, man.
Well, yeah, I hear it. It's supposed to drop 80 inches of snow out west in a few days, travel across the country, a little Thanksgiving snow. That's what I'm hearing. Don't know if it's true or not. There's your late breaking.
I saw it's supposed to snow here in Pittsburgh the end of this week. So today,
that has nothing to do with the Thanksgiving blizzard.
It doesn't have anything to do with that. Well,
no.
I think that's awesome. Okay. I would like to see snow on Christmas. Just saying. Maybe it'd be the only one, but I'd love to see snow on Christmas.
Well, we haven't had a white Christmas in a while, that's for sure. But guys, we are post-election. We got to get into now. President-elect Trump has all these plans. I don't hear a ton about mortgage right now, which I get. He's got a lot to fix, got to get through some stuff. I'm hoping, he talked about some stuff leading up to the presidential election. One was potentially, opening up some federal land to build on. Keep talking about having a housing shortage. We have interest rates that are kind of going bonkers right now that we're going to get into. But we kind of got to see when the dust settles here, what's going to happen with mortgages with this new administration.
Yeah. I mean, it's only been a couple weeks and, I talked to my friends like, oh my God, what's happening? Everybody just needs to relax a little bit. These things fluctuate in and out. It's kind of what's happening with the economy right now as well. So, I think, they're going to go up, they're going to go down a little bit. I talked to my friends, they're freaking out, but there's some changes need to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we still have, about 60 days until the new president takes office. So until then, there's really nothing that's going to change when it comes to policy wise, but we are looking forward to hopefully, we got a new credit score model coming. There's talk of Fannie and Freddie changing their setup. We have CFPB possibilities. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen regarding a new administration and the mortgage world. It's just, it's a little bit too early. We haven't heard too much yet. We've only heard a couple tidbits, right? We heard from Kamala's side about the tax credit that we didn't know if it was ever going to happen on real estate and mortgages. We've only heard a little bit on the Trump side regarding building more houses and trying to get the interest rates under control, but no real specifics yet. But we keep getting, ever since election day, it's like, hey, what's going on with rates? When are rates going to drop? Everyone's thinking all of a sudden, hey, now we have a Republican president, are rates going to come down? And we're hoping, right? The last two Fed meetings where they dropped rates, we haven't seen a drop of mortgage rates. We've only seen interest rates go up. So it's going to be a little fluid here. We just, like Tom is saying, we don't expect any big increases or decreases here the next 60 days. We do expect 2025 to be better than 2024, but we just don't know how much.
Yeah, I think it's just too early to tell. They do have another Fed meeting here coming up in a few weeks, but I mean, they're still going off of the inflation and job numbers. The Fed doesn't change their policy or break their rates because of who got elected as president. They're still looking at those back end economic features that cause those rates to go up and down. So, I think, over time they will come down, but right now I think they're going to remain stable where they're at.
And Ann, I know affordability is everything. Everyone keeps asking about housing prices. One thing I'm not hearing anywhere, and I really don't expect to happen, is housing prices are going to come down. That's not going to happen. The longer you wait, the more the house is going to be. So is it really beneficial for these folks to keep sitting on the fence waiting for these prices to come down?
No, I definitely do not think so. I mean, so many people were waiting over the last 2 years for rates to, come down to the low fives from what they thought was going to happen. and look at where we are now. So there's definitely some options available for clients to be able to buy and still make homeownership affordable, even though rates might be up. If anything, I would say during this time, it's a great time to buy. And I'm not just saying that because a lot of people say that, but if in a low rate environment, you have more buyers, which is creating momentum. And then you're in multiple offers and you're paying more for the house. So a lot of people think they're actually saving, when they're getting a little bit of a lower rate. But if you're paying $20,000 more for the house, those savings kind of even themselves out. So you're not really saving as much as you thought. So buy the house at, the reasonable price that you can get it for now. Work with a great lender and loan officer like us three that can help you with affordability options to make that home affordable, when you buy. So,
and remember, there's that trade-off. If you did not buy 2 years ago because you're waiting for the interest rates to come down and we're still sitting around the same interest rate for 2 years, you've been paying rent or you've been paying money to something that's not gaining you equity, and you haven't been paying down your mortgage and gaining equity on that home. So you're just losing time. Again, with a mortgage, it's not just paying down the mortgage. Your house is gaining value, so you're gaining equity as you go. And if you're sitting on the sideline waiting for those interest rates, you're not gaining any of that. And that's how you gain the long-term wealth. Look at these boomers right now that are sitting in these houses with this equity. Literally, they're using their home as their retirement. They're using their home as their savings account. They literally aren't selling their home because they have so much equity. I mean, it doesn't help the housing market, but for those people, those homeowners, they're sitting pretty.
100%. Yeah, I mean, the housing market always goes up. What is it, 8 years in the last 100 where it's come down? So it's a good investment.
And again, when they come down, usually it's not a normal year. There's crazy things happening. There's recessions, there's terrorist attacks, there's COVID, or whatever it may be.
Housing crisis.
Yeah. But let's pull up these interest rates and let's talk again, because we need to go back to the September 18th meeting. Okay, the September 18th meeting is the meeting everyone was telling us that they were going to wait to see what the Fed did, and then they were going to react. Okay, the September 18th meeting, the Fed dropped rates. Rates did not move mortgage-wise when they made that announcement. And as you can see, the lower on the chart we get, the worse interest rates have been. So since September 18th, it has not been great. After that Fed announcement, a few days later, they then had an alert to come out that the debt level is a problem. And ever since then, as you can see, interest rates have been increasing. Now we come over here to early November, right? We had November 7th was a very good day, but we also had a Fed meeting right after election time that has done nothing for mortgage interest rates. So we were talking before September 18th, like, hey, these rates are low sixes again. Lock in, get your rate. The Fed meeting does not one-to-one make mortgage interest rates move. You have to understand that. You have to understand that. That is moving other interest rates. The mortgage market will react off of that, but it's not moving it directly. And that's what we see a lot of the public missing, is thinking that it is going to move it directly.
No, yeah, that was a great example right there. And just, I mean, it shows you the roller coaster ride right there that we've been on. It's been straight downhill since then. It's not what we wanted to see, but it's a fact. And people need to realize that it's not time to float your rate and see when rates are going to get better. I think it's always a good time to lock it in right when you get your sales agreement and start that process.
Yeah, Tom, I mean, at least from the beginning of November, we got a little bit more green on this side of the map, right? But I mean, boy, it was just straight downhill there for about a month.
Yeah, there's a little positivity that came out a few weeks ago, just with some of the economic policies that might go into place. But I mean, again, we're still 60 days out on the new president, and the policies that he's going to put into place, they're still 6 months out. So, yeah, we got to react to what's happening right now in our market.
And guys, if you see our market intelligence, Barry Habib, MBS Highway, they keep it rolling for us. Look at all these alert to locks. These are what we get throughout the day when bad news is coming to alert the lock. Now, one thing I can share with you, look at this morning. This is great news. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning. We're up nicely this morning. So don't know what's going on today. A little too early to tell. But again, if we get a couple days in a row of green, that's what we want to see. Way too much red right now on this chart. But we're hoping for a comeback because it's not been I know this word is a little dangerous. It's been a bit of a bloodbath here in the last few weeks when it comes to interest rates.
Well put. That is a well put little thought you had there.
Yeah. Ant, anything to add on before we end here today?
No, summed it up, man. Hopefully we see some more green today.
That's it. Green is good. If you're floating, we're trying to lock you in, bringing some rates back. But boy, oh boy, it's a grind out there right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Give us a call. We're here to help. We'll be around all week, I think.
Absolutely. All day, every day. See you guys Friday.
See you guys.
Bye.